Hi everyone. We had quite a bit of snow across the island during the afternoon and this evening. In fact, we got 2 to 4 centimetres worth in some places, but a lot of the road stayed relatively clear, apart from a bit of a coating, but there were some really large drifts, 2 to 4 foot in some places. So yeah, there's some really quite large drifts. So this is the weather underground map, so it's not one of ours, but it's showing that the temperatures are now starting to rise here above across the island. So in especially more eastern parts, the temperatures are starting to rise above freezing. Out central and western parts, it's still quite a bit below, but and it should stay this way pretty much through the night. Although the eastern side, the temperatures will start to rise even further, and with that, we'll start to see a bit of a thaw of lying snow, and any ice that's lying around will start to melt. So let me explain why. So this is a temperature a few thousand feet, well, should I say closer to 6,000 foot above sea level. And you can see this is at 9 PM this evening, and the temperatures actually drop. So by midnight, 3 AM, 6 AM, the temperatures are well above freezing at this layer in the atmosphere. But at the same time, a few thousand feet lower, so around about 2,000 foot up, just under, the temperatures are still at this level, so we're looking at -3, -4, -5, and this continues right through the night. And with that as well, we've got the temperatures at ground level showing not too far from freezing still. So what we're going to be having is this rainfall that's falling through into this much colder layer, freezing, and then landing ground level as ice or frozen rain, or even partially melted rain, partially melted, should I say, ice, which will fall as freezing rain. So it could cause a bit of a coating in some places, especially in western and central parts, although eastern parts are more likely to see ice pellets and sleet and standard rain. But anyway, this is the map for this evening, and this is showing the precipitation, the rain and the snow. And you can see as we move through, it starts to drift away. But then as we move into tomorrow, we start to see further precipitation start to push up from the south. Now this is likely to be snow, at least away from eastern and southern parts. So we could see some further snow for a time. So here's the temperature map for this evening and tonight. So this is what we're starting off at 10 PM. Temperatures 0, -1, maybe -2 in a few spots in central and western parts, but rising to 1, perhaps 2 degrees Celsius in more southern spots. And you can see here with the wind direction still coming in from the east-northeast that the areas furthest south and east have the highest temperatures, because there's more the longest fetch of winds across the sea. Now as we move through the night, the temperatures in southern parts start to rise very slowly. So we're looking at 2, possibly 3 degrees Celsius, but in central and western parts they're still below 0. And even by 11 AM and midday tomorrow, we still got temperatures close to freezing across most of the island. Although in coastal parts here, we're still looking at temperatures slightly above. Now this means that anything that falls out of the sky may be, like I said before, ice pellets, perhaps sleet, and a little bit of wet snow in eastern parts, even though the thaw will be continuing here. But in central and western parts, we're going to be looking at, well, most likely snow. And with this, the winds are going to continue to be very strong. We'll remove the temperature just for a second, but you can see here these colours. So we're looking at winds really 35 to 45 miles per hour, but gusts 55, possibly 60 miles per hour for a time later on tonight. Although as we head through tomorrow, the winds start to ease off a little bit, and then they start to swing around into the southeast, and as this happens, the wind starts to get a lot lighter, and possibly even turning more into the southwest later in the day. So we'll leave you with this little map here showing what's going to be happening over the next 24-48 hours. So we've got, looks like potential bit of snow, a little bit of, should I say, a little bit of snow, a little bit of sleet in eastern parts with some ice pellets. Out here in the west, we're looking more like snow, perhaps freezing rain, and perhaps ice pellets as well. But we're going to be seeing a thaw continuing really in more eastern and southern parts here. But out west here, it's looking like, for, at least for the next 24 hours, 36 hours, it's going to be staying close to freezing or perhaps slightly below. So, you know, still pretty cold out here. Anyway, that's all for the moment. Goodbye for now.